KCC311, week number 6. Here's the third and final video about how to create a map like this from a spreadsheet in Google My Maps. So last video number 2, we created a map like this for the Divvy bicycle rides across the entire city. Each of the dots represents one of the Divvy bicycle stations, and the colors represent how many people bicycle there. Darker colors, more people, and you'll see by the lakefront, by the some of the tourist attractions in the city, it's darker, more people. Lighter dots out here, smaller neighborhoods, fewer people, maybe 1 or 2 people biking to and from work. So the map is a very nice way for me to see a big data set. In particular, we were working from this data set with 100,000 different bicycle rides. It shows me where they went from and where they went to, and it has more than 100,000. It has huge amounts of data. But using this data set, we were able to get a nice map like that. However, for the week number 6 assignment, you are going to be doing something almost exactly the same. In particular, you're going to have to use the COUNTIF formula. I went through that before. You COUNTIF. You're going to pick the column I, which tells me where did they go to, comma, and then you need to pick the station name. So there's 16 people that bicycle to the station. You're going to copy that formula down. So you have all these different things. Okay, 128 people went to this station, and 428 went to that station, and so on and so forth. So you have all this data. However, instead of looking at all the big data set, all 100,000, we're going to focus on one station at a time. I'm sorry, one station, period, not at a time, because that would be 500 different stations. So how do we focus on just one station? Click column G in that spreadsheet. There's a lot of stations. They could leave from the aquarium. They could leave from Theater on the Lake. They could leave from Broadway and Cornelia. They could leave from a lot of stations. I only want to focus on one. Spreadsheets have a filter. In Microsoft Excel, I'm using Excel, Google Sheets, you'll find this little symbol in Google Sheets, and it's the same thing. What it does, it says, hey, I'll get rid of everything you don't want, and you can focus on what you do. So I'm going to click Filter, and you'll see that little triangle pops on next to column G. Click the triangle. It has a list of all 500 stations or 580 stations in the whole entire city. I only want to focus on one. So you could take your time and unclick all of them. It would take forever. Here's a little trick I'm going to work on. I'm going to focus on one station, Lincoln and Roscoe Street. That's close to the gym that I work out in the morning. So I'm going to unclick just that one. In other words, I'm getting rid of all the data that I do want. Hit OK. It doesn't look like anything changed, but really what's going on behind the scenes is I have gotten rid of the data that I do want. The only thing left is data I don't want. So now what do? Highlight all that data. Everything up here. I don't want it. Hit delete. It looks like there's nothing here. It looks like a boring spreadsheet. It looks like I got rid of everything. But then if you go back to the Stations tab on your spreadsheet, you'll see that there are numbers here. 1, 3, 3, 8. 8 people bicycled to Ashland and Wellington from the Lincoln and Roscoe station. So what did I do here? I deleted a lot of data, but what remains is only the data that I want. In particular, review this scenario. You're going to get a big data website. You're going to click column G. You're going to go up here and you're going to get a filter. And then once you click that filter, go find a bicycle station. It could be anyone you like at all. Pick a station. Remove it. Get rid of that station that you want. And then delete everything else. Everything you don't want. What's left, if you click the stations, what's left are the bicycle riders from my particular station. So I'm focusing my big data set on one particular station. Now, we have to map this. Okay, that's another process. We're going to walk through that again, but this will be the final product for your week number 6 assignment. All right, so I'm going to highlight everything up here. I'm going to hit Control-C, which copies it. I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to go down here to paste, and this is 1, 2, 3. It says values. If you're in Google Sheets, it'll say paste values. And I click that. Why do I do that? Basically, it says, hey, just give me that number. Don't give me the COUNTIF formula. How come I want to get rid of the COUNTIF formula? Because this spreadsheet here, I need to delete it. Delete it completely. And if you had COUNTIF, it'd cause you some problems. So what have I done now? Now I have just the list of stations and just how many people went to each station. I can make a map out of this. So let me go ahead and save this. I'm going to hit this on my Divvy data. Let's call this Divvy data part 2. Nope, Divvy data part 3. Save. Okay. What's next? Got to go to Google Drive. Create a new map. Okay. This is from video number 1 and video number 2. So this is reinforcing the process. Import. What am I going to pick from my computer? Divi data 3. That's what I just saved it as. I hit open. Okay. It says, hey, where do you want to put the dots? I want to put them in the latitude and longitude. Put those dots where the bicycle stations are. Hey, what do you want to call your dots? I just call them the name of the station. I hit OK. It takes a second. There's 500 stations it has to graph, or map, rather. And it shoots out, oh, that's a kind of boring map. It's a good map. It shows me where the stations are, but it's boring. How come it's boring? Because they are all uniform. Everything is blue. No, I want the colors like last time. Dark colors mean more bicycles. Light colors mean less bicycles. So I click that. Not uniform. I'm going to go down here, number of trips. The number of trips, and it's going to take a second, but then it'll spit out, whoa, wait a minute. This is a strange looking graph. It's kind of like these like off colors here. It looks like Christmas colors a little off here. That's because you need to click this ranges. The ranges tells me, hey, make 4 different colors, go from light to dark. Light means not too many people bicycle to these parts from the Lincoln and Roscoe. Darker colors mean more people did. If you zoom in, you can see where some of those darker colors are. If you're not feeling the blue colors and you want to, hey, let's go with the red ones. If you want more than 4 different shades, you can have 10. So now you have really dark down to all the way down to very, very light. So that is how the process of uploading the data, and then you're going to go here and style it by the trips and do the ranges. All right, that's a week number 6 map. Last step though, I need to get this into a graphic. You're familiar with the graphic process, but we need to get a screenshot of this. How do you do a screenshot? On your computer, your own individual computer, you're going to have to know how to do a screenshot. If you have technical questions about that, please you can reach out. I have a PC. PC use control print screen, and it pops up. It's called a snipping tool, and it lets you just highlight everything you want to paste. So I highlight that, and now I need to go back to Google Drive, create a new, not a document, I want to create a new drawing. I get to the drawing, and I can Control V pastes. Hey, there's my spreadsheet right there. So I move that a little bit smaller so I can see it kind of nicely. And now I can go up here to the T. That let me put in some text. So I can say, where do people bike to from Lincoln and Roscoe? There we go. I'll make that title a little bit bigger. Nice. This is the start of a good graphic. I got a title. I have a map. What are the last things that you need to do for your graphic? You also need to give me a brief description of your data, and you need to type in the conclusion. Hey, based on this graph, I'm seeing most people stay in this north center area of the city. But there's a couple people out here. Maybe that's the next question. That's question part 2. Why are some of these people out here? Are these tourists? Are those commuters going to work? There's things to see, but that can be part of your conclusion. So, big process here. Week number 6. This is not going to be a short process. But what do you need to do? You need to filter the big data. You need to create this spreadsheet. You need to upload that spreadsheet to Google My Maps. And once you have that Google My Maps, style it everything appropriately, then you need to take a screenshot, and then from that screenshot, you're going to create a graphic with a title, map, description, and conclusion. Lots of steps, lots of places where you might say, I'm not sure what's up, but that's what my role here is, to be able to answer those questions. If you have any, please reach out via email, and we'll get something together that looks good. I've seen some great graphics from everybody this entire term. So this, yes, it's a more process with a map, but I know it's going to come together. Please reach out if you have any questions. Go for that for the week 6 assignment.